You held his hand. You prayed. You said, "You're going to be fine." All three came from love, but at least one of them stole something from him. Today, I'm going to show you 6 dangerous things Christians do when someone is dying. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say in that room, what to never say, and how to pray. Right now you don't. None of it can be undone. And one day you will walk into that room. Maybe you already have. Number 1, saying, "You're going to be fine." Sometimes the most loving sentence we can say is the most dangerous one. An old man has been in a hospital bed for days. Beside him, his 2 sons wait for him to open his eyes. Finally, he opens them and says one thing, "I think I'm going now." What would you say? Don't think about it. You already know. Everyone says the same thing. Both sons said it at the same time. "Don't be silly, Dad. You're going to be fine." He never spoke again. That man was trying to say goodbye. You closed the door. Saying "you're going to be fine" usually doesn't comfort him. It comforts you, because you're not ready for the real conversation. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There is a time for everything." There is a time for the conversation too. And when that time passes, it does not come back. So what should you have said instead? We'll get there. But first, something is happening in that room that you don't even notice. And he can hear it. Number 2, whispering in front of him. He's lying there unconscious. He looks unaware of everything. And that's what you assume too, what the doctor said, how many days are left, whether there's any chance of recovery. What happens next? All of it is spoken in that room. The voices drop, but the conversation doesn't stop. Hearing is one of the last senses to fade, even after consciousness is gone. While you're talking about him, he may be listening to you. So while he lies in the middle of the room, he hears himself discussed in the 3rd person. He's being written off before he's gone. Nobody does this out of cruelty. But the result doesn't change. The rule is simple. Never say anything in that room that you couldn't say to his face. Step into the hallway. If you've seen yourself so far, write one word in the comments. Here, so you can see you're not alone. But the real danger isn't what gets said, it's what doesn't. And the 3rd thing is exactly that, the regret most people carry for the rest of their lives. Number 3, postponing the conversation that makes peace. Now's not the time. Don't tire him out. We'll talk when he gets better. All 3 are the same sentence in different clothes. I'm not ready to do this. Picture 2 brothers. They haven't spoken in 10 years. One of them gets sick and is admitted to the hospital. It's serious. The other brother comes to the hospital, but his pride keeps him from going in. He waits outside the door. That evening, he gets the news that his brother has died. That man didn't just lose his brother. He lost his own forgiveness. Now he can neither say it nor hear it. Mark 11:25 says, "And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them." There's no condition in that verse that says, "before they die." But in practice, there is. Because once that person is gone, you can no longer give that forgiveness to yourself. A postponed reconciliation is a canceled reconciliation. Now take a breath. If someone came to mind while you were listening to this, you're not watching this video at the wrong time. You're watching it at exactly the right time. Even if you've never done the first 3, you're probably doing the 4th, and it's the one that causes the most damage in that room. Because everyone thinks it's a kindness. Number 4, praying only for healing. There's prayer happening in that room. Everyone's hands are open. And they all want one thing. Lord, give him back to us. Now ask yourself, who are you praying for? For him, or so that you don't have to be without him? Asking this isn't cruel, because most of the time the answer is both. And that's exactly where the problem starts. Praying for healing isn't wrong. Jesus himself prayed in Gethsemane that the cup would pass from him. But in the same prayer he said, "Yet, not my will, but yours be done." That's the part we miss. Jesus prayed for 2 things. We only take the first one. The only prayer that person needs isn't just healing, not being afraid. Being ready, not feeling alone. Knowing he is forgiven.
While you're only praying heal him, he may be asking something else inside, and nobody is carrying that question to God for him.
What went through your mind just now? A. I never thought about it that way. B. I knew, but I couldn't say it. Leave the letter in the comments. Let's see which one wins. 2 more to go.
And at the end of this video, we'll come back to the question I asked at the start. If you're not saying you'll be fine, what do you say in that room?
Before we get there, this channel is just starting to grow, and one click from you genuinely matters. Subscribe and hit the hype button next to the like button. On small channels, that button is what makes a video visible. Now let's keep going. Number 5. Talking about arrangements in front of him. A woman is living her last days. In bed, eyes half closed. Outside the door, they're talking. Who gets the house? How is the inheritance divided? That night, when the nurse comes into the room, she says, 1 sentence. I'm not dead yet. These conversations have to happen. Nobody is saying otherwise. But where they happen changes everything. If that person is listening to their belongings being divided, what they're being told is this: you're already gone. We're discussing what's left. 1 Timothy 6:7 reminds us, we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. The dying person already knows this. You're the one who needs to remember it. What you needed to leave at that door was your own arithmetic. 1 item left. And it's the quietest of all 6, but it's the only one you'll remember years from now. Number 6. Filling the silence. You go to visit someone who's sick. There's a crowd around the bed. They talk about the weather, politics. You won't believe what happened the other day. Everyone is talking, constantly. You do it too. Why? Because silence is unbearable. In silence, you have to admit what's happening. But what that person wants from you isn't for you to talk. It's for you to stay. Job's 3 friends came to him and sat with him 7 days and 7 nights and said not one word. In all of Scripture, that was the most right thing those 3 men ever did. When they started talking, they ruined everything. Sometimes the greatest service is to hold a hand and stay quiet. You won't remember what you said in that room. You'll remember whether you were there.
Now we come back to the question from the beginning. If you're not saying you'll be fine, what do you say in that room?
The answer is 3 words. I'm here. I'm not leaving. You're not making a promise. You're not pledging something you can't keep. You're not lying. You're saying the only thing you can actually keep. And that is exactly what he wanted from you all along. The 6th item was the answer all along. You don't have to speak. You have to stay. If you've done any of these 6, and you probably have, don't judge yourself. Nobody taught us how to behave in those rooms. But now you know. Next time you'll walk through that door as a different person. You'll see the difference yourself. Remember this: when you walked into that room, God was already there. What's being asked of you isn't to stop death. It's just not to leave that person alone. If a name came to mind, someone in that room, or someone who will be one day, write just their first letter in the comments. Not the name, just the letter. We'll pray for them together. And if you can, write this: I won't leave them alone.
In the next video, we'll talk about what happens after you leave that room. There's one sentence most Christians say to God while they're grieving without realizing it. Don't miss it.